The Drop with Frank and Brian is officially brought to you by Switch Suspension. Switch Suspension specializes in all vehicle chassis components. Lift kits, lowering kits, air ride suspension, wheels, tires, steering, and brake upgrades. They use all the best products from the best brands. And these guys are truck guys. You roll into their parking lot at the shop and they all drive custom vehicles. So they use their products that they sell on their own vehicles. So if you guys are looking for anything for your vehicles, whether you're just starting out or you just need some replacement parts or whatever, give them a call or visit their website, switchsuspension.com.
But anyway, well, good. Well, thanks for tuning in. This
Oh,
week.
you know what we should have started this whole episode out with?
What?
In fact, I'm gonna trim this piece out and I'm gonna put it at the beginning.
Okay, so welcome to the episode.
Welcome to the episode. We have a giveaway.
Yes.
Go buy stuff on our website and you will get entered to win this, which is a bunch of audio equipment from Alan Ids.
Yep. And when you go to our websites, livelifecustom.com, grinder-tv.com, every $5 you spend, you get one entry into the drawing. Set.
What's up?
Oh, you know, it's no.
It's been a week.
Remember how last week I was like, oh, I'm just chilling. I'm not doing nothing. Yeah. That quickly went away. It's been a busy week.
Were you not, didn't know about those shirts or how did that work out? Well, first of all, what are you doing?
So I'm working on, I don't know if it's a surprise. I don't know. Well, I don't know. But anyway, I'm working on some 13th birthday party shirts.
Well, we don't have to say who they're for.
You just asked me who they're for.
I'm sorry. I meant like, okay, so you had to make some shirts.
I had to make some shirts.
Some shirts.
That were, I don't know. Well, I won't get into the circumstances of it. They're pretty cool, though. But yeah, no, it was just like a thing that was like he's been talking to me a while about making them. And then some things post-pod. and then he was ready to make them. So
cool.
There we go.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I've been busy with those. Russian. And I apologize to all those who ordered my KL Champs shirt. Still making those.
Yeah.
So if you're listening and you're like, man, Frank is a piece of crap. I am. Number one. Yes, I am. But number two, they're getting made very soon and they'll be out to you very soon.
I don't think our people that buy our shirts mind us being a little.
I think they kind of know what's going on, a little bit. Especially a couple of them are from the club, so.
Oh yeah, they're like, oh, we'll see these next year.
I know, yeah. I like how we just use that as like a thing, like, oh, it's just the club guys, they'll be fine.
Yeah,
they're sitting there like, no, I really want my T-shirt.
Yeah,
but anyway,
yeah.
So what's going on with you? What's up with your week? I saw you drop the Deuce video.
I just dropped that one, and then
I just realized I just said you dropped the Deuce video. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That one and the C10, that black and white C10, just short. It was funny because when Panda asked me, he goes, "Hey, I want to get a video done of the Deuce," and I was like, "Cool." And that day, I went down there, we did it, but the transmission broke in the Deuce.
Oh yeah, I saw the comment about that. Some guy was asking about the motor, and you're like, "Well,
yeah." So we had planned to do a little bit like more things with it, but it did just right from the get go. The transmission was like, no. So when Panda asked me to do that video, I thought it was just for him. I was like, "Oh, here for your Instagram or whatever." Mm-hmm. And then so like he hit me up. He's like, "Hey, you gonna put that on your channel?" And I'm all,
"Oh,
yeah,
okay."
I was like, "Oh, you want me to?" And he goes, "Yeah." I'll go, "Oh, okay."
You know, I had a thought about that because Panda's kind of building his social media and he's doing making his content and stuff like that. And that's one thought that popped into my head is like, why didn't Panda want this for but Panda doesn't even have a YouTube channel yet, does he?
No.
Is he planning on starting one?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I think this is a separate conversation that we can have either now or something, but it's so I'm doing for like Frank at Eye Candy, I'm doing his videos.
Mm-hmm.
And he's starting this YouTube channel thing and it's going pretty good, but then like sometimes I look at some of these guys and I'm just like, is YouTube even a necessary thing for some people?
I have that thought too sometimes.
Yeah, because it's like for Panda, right? For him to start a YouTube channel, he would literally, it's another full-time job.
Oh yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So can Instagram fill that void? Because he makes those really cool short videos that are 20 seconds long, and I think those have the same impact as a YouTube channel.
I often wonder that myself, being someone who creates YouTube content as well as a lot of Instagram content. I think the same thing. Like I know YouTube has a space, like obviously, like a lot of people watch YouTube and stuff, but like sometimes I wonder, like, what has more impact? What, like, I don't know how to put this.
I think personally.
Wait, hold on.
Okay,
sorry, I don't mean to disrupt you. Hold on. Forgot my little heater was on. Get a little roasty in here.
My heater's down below my feet right now. Yeah, I think, and this is why I haven't really like committed to just like doing a ton of short-term stuff. Short videos and stuff, I'll do them, but I don't spend a ton of time doing them. Mm-hmm. And the reason is because I think that atmosphere changes so fast.
Yeah,
like that changes so fast. And I think if I started to like put more time into short videos than my long videos, my YouTube channel would suffer. And I think YouTube or whatever it is at the time, like long form content, I think that will reign supreme forever, because we went from TV, which the shortest programs we watched on TV were 30 minutes. And then we had hour-long TV shows, and then we have movies, right? Mm-hmm. So the shortest short content is 30 minutes. And yes, like we all sit there and scroll for that, for short-term content. But we still will go to the long-form content when we're sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
Or anything like that. So I think if you're like Panda, who doesn't have a long form content channel, what would be the reason for his long form content channel?
That's a really good point. But you're almost actually, you do stuff for Tray 5. That's its own separate thing, and iCandy and those guys. But Panda specifically, you are already creating the long form content for him with your Tacoma build. Like you've already filled that void. I actually had this in my notes for today about the Smoking Tire podcast with Scotto. I finally listened to the whole thing.
It was such a good one.
It was a great one.
It was.
Can I have a little hot take here?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I don't think I like Matt Farah.
Oh yeah.
Wait, hold on. The dude is definitely loves the smell of his own farts.
I went down a path where I really didn't like him, but then that episode made me appreciate him even more. By the end, I was like into it, but that first like 15-30 minutes, it was. I have to remember though, but what I had to remember with Matt Farah is he's OG.
Yeah,
He is going through a process in front of our eyes, seeing the new people come up. Mm-hmm. We talk a lot about this behind the scenes.
Yeah.
He's talking about it on camera.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the honesty. And I get where he you could see where he like loves the smell of his own farts and stuff, but he's just being honest.
No, yeah, I get it.
And for people like Scotto and the people that come on his podcast, I think gives him a lot of credibility, because those guys, like, they go way back.
Well, especially with Scotto.
There was. I mean, there's a lot of other guests too, but there's just But yeah, there was this time, and I was like, "Why? No, I don't like this." And then I go, "Wait a minute." That episode. That's why I was like, wanted to show it to you, because they talk about so much stuff and like real life stuff,
right?
That
so
not a lot of creators talk about.
And then to go back to what we were talking about with Panda, and that what I learned from that is the content that you're creating at Pandas, and like Vintra is creating, and like a few other people like Mr. Zachary, that guy from Hoonigan and stuff. That's the kind of content I think people want right now, because I think a lot of the time, and Scotto said this, a lot of the times when dudes come up with this idea to have a YouTube channel, they think they're creating a TV show.
Yeah,
and then and that kind of like is a good topic to also discuss, is the end of Roadkill and the whole Motor Trend thing. Anyway, but like unless it's like a produced thing, I don't think people want.
You know what? Oh no, I did. Okay, sorry.
You press record.
I didn't know if I hit record because I didn't have my thing. I was just like, wait a minute.
Oh, well, that was almost a half
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. But I was like,
it's
this is
okay.
going to get good. I'm going to make sure I'm doing stuff.
Yeah, no.
Go ahead.
No, you're just worried that it was going to be the first 8 minutes is just blank Brian. Not blurry Brian. Brian, blank Brian.
Black Brian.
Black Brian. Hey, now. All right. Yeah. No, a lot of, like I said, a lot of the times that people think that they need to be like a host or like create a show. Yep. When you don't need to do that, you just like need to show people interesting things. And that's exactly what you're doing with the Panda content. You're like, here's this Tacoma with all of this interesting stuff going on, this interesting backstory, this end goal that we're going to create this truck out of nothing. And we're going to use these parts and all the little things that happen along the way. You don't need to like be in there and like, hey guys, welcome back to the show. Blah, 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 blah. I don't think people want that anymore. They want a little bit of more genuine, real life type stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. And that's where Jeremy's videos, I just go in and we just walk around the shop. Like there's not much to it.
Right.
Where Frank's videos, where me and him are not struggling, but it's new. He's trying to figure out where he fits in this space. He's like, I don't want to be like Jeremy's videos. I want my own thing. And I'm like, okay, well, like we're having to figure this out. So it's interesting to see that like unfold. And then where Panda's stuff is it's funny because he even told me, he goes, someone came up to him and was like, hey, your truck's coming along nicely. They thought my truck was
his truck. Oh, this Panda truck. Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, so it's kind of funny too, because he is on there a lot, like on my Tacoma video, more than actually me on there.
Well, yeah, so because you're filming, you're doing the thing.
Yeah,
It's really you're not taking the people along this journey. Panda's taking the people along this journey, kind of thing.
Yeah, well, at Panda's. So like, I'm gonna make a video on Monday. I'm gonna try to. I have an idea. I'm gonna see if I can do it, because the biggest thing with this, what I'm trying to do now, is just making more content, being consistent about the content.
Right.
So, but I don't want to be like boring with the content. I don't want to just make content to waste people's time.
Right.
So,
yeah, no, I totally get that. But yeah, I don't know where we're going with that. But yeah, the Panda, the stuff you're doing with Panda is really cool. The Scotto thing was really cool. Yeah, it was all cool. I don't know where we're going with that one.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, it was just I forgot a lot of that podcast, but
yeah, I know it was really long. Like, I get it. Like, he was just trying to be, the longest podcast or whatever, but there was some real good gems in there. A lot of it was a lot of filler, a lot of like, whatever. But I really was focusing on the type, like, these dudes are the original content creators, So like, that's what you said earlier. And like, I just thought it was interesting, them now looking at it from the scope of what's happening right now.
Yeah, because when I listen to like Matt Fair, I've been watching him for so long, when he used to just do the one shot ride-alongs up through the canyons, and they were just such popular videos, right? And then he saw the views start to drop down and all this stuff, and then this new crop of creators came in, and he's trying to figure it out. And it gets annoying sometimes when he does start to talk about it, like complain about it, but at the same time I'm like, but that's what we all do. We just don't show us doing it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. No, I just think like his whole demeanor is like that. Like, I don't know. I have whatever. It doesn't. My opinion doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I guess totally. People could. Basically, what I'm saying is, I guess some people could look at me and be like, ugh, I don't like that guy's what he's got going on.
I'm sure if we had X times the amount of people watching us, you know what I mean? Like, we have a few hundred people that listen to us and watch us.
Yeah.
But like, imagine if we had 100,000.
Right. I get
it. It would exponentially. People would be like those. It would be like, those guys suck. But,
I think the comments would become a lot more negative if a lot more people.
I know. I wonder how we would handle it.
I don't know. I don't. Yeah, you're right. I don't know. I get mad when people like have a wrong tone in a comment. Imagine someone straight up saying, "You suck. I hate everything about you."
Yeah, or mean stuff.
Or mean, yeah.
Someone's been commenting on my videos. Two times now. One time was the Japanese video that I made. So that Japanese video I made was 2023 footage and 2024 footage.
Right, that was from.
And the 2023 footage had more people wearing like masks. And someone made a comment about that.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, just a very mean comment about people wearing masks, and it's just like, you could just not say anything.
Yeah, I know. And also the response is like the guy who, and this wasn't even a negative comment. It was just funny. The interaction was the guy who said, "Oh, it'd be really nice to hear the motor," and you're like, "Well, it didn't work out," and he's just like, "Okay." Like,
I know. I know.
Yeah.
I just sometimes I want to explain to people why there wasn't motor noise because they don't know the way you make a video, like, or at least the way I do. That first set of rolling shots was literally around the corner. So what we would do later is I would put the mic in there somewhere and then get the shots, like I did with the black and white C10.
Yeah.
So like in the black and white C10, that same person commented on there and said something about so everyone here just loves the kiddie music.
The kiddie music.
And this person is
like child music.
I guess. Okay. I don't know.
I thought it meant like a little kitty cat.
But then both comments were gone.
Oh, they deleted them.
They I don't know if they were deleted. I don't know what happened, but that person came back and deleted them because I replied to both of them like in a funny way. So like, I don't know.
Funny. That's funny. I mean, I see myself making comments like that sometimes too, like out in the internet, like out in the wild. And I do too. I often wonder, like, because it's a fact, because sometimes, like, since our algorithms kind of like mesh and like kind of start becoming the same thing, I'll look at a video, I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Go to the comments and I'll see you commented. I'm like,
most of my comments will be about like a microphone.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I know that bugs the shit out of you.
Yeah. Or TikTok.
TikTok, what do you mean?
I make a lot of comments on TikTok.
That's the one I'm talking about. On TikTok.
Okay.
When I'm scrolling TikTok, I'll come across a video and I'll look at the comments and I'll see you commented. Yeah. So I don't know if you've ever seen mine.
I've never come across them because on TikTok, I don't go to the comment section a whole ton unless I'm making a comment.
Oh, I love the comment section on TikTok because it's so unhinged.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess it's kind of like, that's kind of like an interesting thing. Like, here we are talking about people making comments on our videos, and here I am going out there just because reading comments because they're unhinged, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, the Panda video was cool. The Deuce video was cool. The C10 video was also, the C10 video was really good. That was really nice. That
one came out funny because the music, the owner of the truck first was like, yeah, I like it. I didn't do it for the owner of the truck. I did it for the shop that built the truck, Arizona High Test. They wanted a video to debut the truck as it was going to SEMA. So like, here's it at SEMA, here's the video, here's this. And then so I edited 15 seconds of the video or 20 seconds to the song. The guy showed it to the owner, Jason, the owner of Arizona High Test, showed it to the owner of the truck. He said, yeah, that's cool. So I spent the day editing it, and at the end of the day he goes, hey, he wants to change the song.
Really?
So I was like, all right, well, find me a song then. So he sent me a song. I did a video to that song, and I said, I'm going to put this one on my YouTube channel. Is that cool? And he goes, yep. And I was like, okay.
Oh, so the YouTube channel is the song you picked?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that is a really cool song. So
I thought so. Sense. I don't know. I just copied it from another car video.
I mean, why not?
I mean, yeah.
Are you still doing the rollers with the pocket?
That one I had to.
Well, I had a thought about that. Okay, because in order to do rollers, the way you would normally do it is you'd have to have someone drive the vehicle and you'd have to get in the back. It like kind of like makes your thing a little easier. Well, not easier, but you know what I mean.
So that one I did. So that one I was not going to use the pocket because there was 4 or 5 people at the shoot. So I was just gonna have them drive, and I was going to use the gimbal. But my gimbal was messing up.
Oh, that was a shoot it was messing up on.
So I threw the pocket on. I still got in the bed of the truck, and I handheld my camera. So the pocket was tracking the truck, and I was filming the truck with my camera.
That's really cool. Time. So you're getting these like super nice tight shots of the wheel, and the driver, and everything, and the pocket is just doing this pocket
doing
thing.
The wide shots.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I was like, okay, this is good. That's good. I need really to dial in the settings on the pocket for different scenarios because there was some. I just don't like some of the like it blows out some of the shots and just it was doing some weird things. I just need to dial that in. But I did the same thing. If you go on the AZ Pro Performance YouTube channel, I filmed his Blazer, and I just used the pocket. Same thing on that one too. I even did a rolling burnout shot. So
the one that Travis built.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I put the pocket on the back of the Maverick, and then he did a rolling burnout where he was just going sideways, and I was following it with the truck.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
I was first on the side of the truck, and then I moved to the front so that it just tracked the whole thing.
That's awesome. I didn't see that one. I got to go watch that one.
I'll send it to you. I did it with the front, then I put the camera on the hood, and we did the same shot. So I have a front shot and a back shot, and it was just me and him in the morning. So
that's really cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Cool. Well, we went to a show last weekend.
Yes,
it was fun.
The Kalacas show.
The Kalacas show
called the Detour.
Yeah, it's funny how it is called the Detour, but we just refer to it as a Kalacas show, which we do with a lot of things. Like it's like
that's what happened with the Forbidden Show.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying.
The Forbidden Show had a name the first year, and after that, we're just calling it the Forbidden Fantasy Show.
Yeah.
So
anyway, the Kalacas show, it was cool. You rolled out super early, and you got caught up in the hour too. I always complain about the hour, and this time it got you.
It got me. But I didn't. Well, when I first hit him, I was like, "What time do you want me there?" He's like, 8:00 at the latest, and I was like, "Okay." So I was like, well, if I leave here at this time, and then I ended up waking up earlier than I thought I was, and then I was like, I'll just get on the road. So I got on the road, and when I hit it into the GPS, it said I was going to get there at 6:15 a.m. And I was like, what the heck?
You're like, what's that? Oh, damn it.
The hour.
The hour. It always gets me, man. It always gets me. But it got you this time. But yeah, so you rolled out super early. I brought the 4Runner down, and the show was good. I won a top 25, which was cool.
Yeah.
That was fun. Hanging out. The club was there. We had about 5 trucks there, 5 vehicles there.
Did you even pay to show?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Because I was thinking about that because I didn't, and I was like, I'll just square up with them later because I got there super early, and then you rolled in super early to set up too, and I was like, did he get a top 25? He didn't even register. That sly guy.
Chuco, I owe you some money.
No. I thought that was hilarious though.
But I mean, I did deliver the trophies in the morning.
No, that's what I mean. Exactly. I just thought it was funny.
No,
but it was fun.
I totally spaced on that too.
I know, me too. And I even said, I was like, hey, I'll pay you like after this. And he goes, okay, yeah, whatever. So,
well, so I won a top 25. That was fun. It was more just hanging out with the club. Hey, just chilling, hanging out in the booth, seeing a bunch of like the old SoCal people, hang out and everything like that. I did the limbo, which was fun. Yeah. I actually made it 5 rounds in the limbo. I mean, look at me. Look at me go.
Look at you go.
I posted. I got to make like a reel of it because I just made a story. But Angie was just like filming the truck rolling through, and here I am rolling through. Like I lay it all the way out and like barely pick it up and go under, and I'm just barely missing the little rope thing. And then that like brown, that champagne Tacoma, just rolls by like with this much room.
You're like, oh.
I'm like, oh, that's fine.
To be fair, you do have a roof rack on your truck.
I do. If I would take taken the roof rack off, I probably would have went another couple rounds. But
not worth it though. The roof rack is too cool.
Yeah, no, I would. And the whole process, and you got to undo the thing and slide it out. No, I'm not doing that. And anyway, like, how are you going to compete against a chopped Tacoma? Because that's the one that won was
the purple one,
the purple chopped one. Yeah. So he, But it was fun. I'm not out there to go win a limbo contest.
Limbos are funny anyways because like who you could just chop your roof off to win limbos.
Well, I know. Well, there was a thing years and years ago. It was Cheryl from Freaks with her pink Roadster, and then always competing against the green Datsun with no roof on it. And they were going back and forth. So yeah, if you like cut the roof off and then chop down the windshield. I don't. It's just fun. Yeah. It's just fun I just enjoyed participating. Just cruise my truck around.
Yeah, limbos. We've been. Ivan actually messaged me because when I was talking about our show and just like trying to get the asphalt area to be somewhat more like attentive or whatever show like, and he mentioned doing a limbo.
You say Ivan? You said
Ivan. Oh, Ivan messaged me. Yeah, and he said, "Why don't we do a limbo?" And I go,
yeah. Doesn't it make it though? Like it would have to be asphalt specific. Like you're not going to roll.
Yeah, you can't. If you're on the grass, you can't do it, obviously. But I don't think the people on the grass would care.
Right. I don't think so either.
And it would be one of those things where we could give people the choice. Like, hey, if you want to do the limbo later, you can't park on the grass. So I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of things that trying to figure out about the grass and asphalt right now. But back to the Kalacas show.
Back to the Kalacas show. Did the limbo. That was really fun. I just enjoyed having my truck there. Again, I say this all the time. I always forget how cool my truck is. I always forget how much I like it. But then, so then like it started raining towards the end of the day as we were packing up to leave. So then I had to drive home with no windshield wipers.
Oh,
which wasn't a huge deal.
Do you just not have the windshield wipers at all, or
no? They're there. I just don't have the arms on. Just because back when it was painted, one of the arms like was messed up or something. I was like, I'll put them on later.
Yeah,
that was 8 years ago. Oh well. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. The Kalacas show was fun. I had another note about that. Let me look at my notes here.
Yeah, let me look at you because I don't have any notes.
Oh, we gave away a drop trophy at the show.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Doug from Creative House, I almost said Aftermath. Doug from Creative House made us drop awards, and we are going to start giving those away.
Mm-hmm. Every show we're not every show, but some shows that we're both at, and we bring one. They're really cool. I don't have one on me to show everybody,
We'll
but
put a picture.
Yeah, put a picture right here. Yeah, photo right here. Yeah, they're really cool. Like Doug really did a good job. And we gave it to a Tacoma it's called the 327 shop. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was a really cool truck, man. Like he had a lot of stuff going on that truck. It's super clean. Love the colors. Love the leather interior. You know, the motor.
Yeah, it's a badass truck.
Yeah, it's super
cool. It's like one of those trucks where you look at it and you're like, that's not cool. That's badass.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And then his wife's truck. So his wife has the brown Tacoma, the standard cab.
Oh,
that's hers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's another cool truck. And actually, they're old truck, like not old trucks, but they've been around a long time. They've been working on them a long time. And his shop, it's somewhere in LA, I think. They're from No Regrets, somewhere in LA.
Yeah.
They have a shop. But it was a super cool truck. We gave that award away.
What I like about those awards is they're never going to change. So like there's different kinds of awards. There's like you could do a custom award, a skateboard, a this or whatever. But when like one of the reasons I really like the LST awards is because, you know, say that show goes on for 20 years and they did 100 trophies each year. That's only so many awards. Like it's like Grammys or Oscars or whatever. So it's cool that like if they on the award itself, it doesn't say what show it is or anything. You just know you got one of those at some point in time.
And they're very distinct too. So like if you walk into someone's shop or office and you see that and you know what it is, you're like, oh wow, that's cool. That's an LST award. So that's what you're saying is it's just like keeping it consistent. Yeah.
It doesn't need to say what show it was at. It just needs to know that your truck was chosen at some point in time as the truck that me and you liked.
And I like the first one we gave away at Chubb's was at an S10. Because like everybody would assume that it's just going to be Toyotas all the time.
It'll be an 80-20 split.
Yeah, it'll be mostly Toyotas.
We'll throw some cars in the mix.
Yeah, I know. Oh, there's a couple cool cars there too. But like you said, like when we're like out picking those things, you know, like at that show there was like a '62 Impala ragtop convertible. Obviously, that car is badass. Like that is just a traditionally cool car, you know.
Yeah.
But we're also looking for something that's maybe a little bit different. We're not going to pick like a piece of junk, but we're not going to, it doesn't have to be like, for example, at the Chubb show, we could have just given it to the Stranger or Oliver's truck. That would have been easy, you know?
Yeah.
But we want to do something a little bit different. Find one that we both like, we both think is cool. And that's not, you know.
And I like even like it could be a Datsun 510. It could be it could just be something random that catches our eye. It doesn't have to be the nicest thing there.
Yeah. So that was cool. So yeah, that was awesome. And then you have the Severtise show next weekend. Come this weekend when this episode comes out.
This weekend, yep. And then that's it till LST, I think.
Yeah. And that is coming up. We said this before. It's coming up so fast. I'm trying to plan now. I'm trying to get ready right now so I can be ready to go. Yeah, I'm not going to take any downtime.
I kind of pre-planned before Dino's. You know, obviously don't have the luxury of making my own shirts like you. But like I ordered I over-ordered on some shirts. So now like I want to do one more shirt. One or two, we'll see, but before LST, and then that leaves me to do one before Mini Nats, and then I'll have the LST one will roll right into Forbidden, and then so yeah, I'm just trying to like we said, we learn all the time about what to do, and like I don't want to be driving to Mini Nats and getting the artwork for the Mini Nats T-shirt like last time.
Jeez. That was in retrospect, that was pretty incredible.
That was pretty incredible. Yeah. Like an hour after we left our house, I approved the artwork.
Yeah.
Pulled over on the side of the freeway, and then they were printed and shipped while we were driving there.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is pretty incredible. Brandon does a great job. He does it sometimes, like very last minute, but he makes it happen.
It's never not happened.
No, yeah,
for sure. For me, at least for me.
Yeah. How's the Forbidden artwork coming along?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
I gave it to him, and I kind of gave him an idea. So what I'm doing is, what'll happen is he will forget the idea I gave him, and then he'll message me and go, "Hey, what's the idea for Forbidden?" And I'll tell him again, and then either Daniel, I should have asked Daniel last night. Me and him were texting back and forth, but like it'll just kind of go, we'll see what happens. But it'll. I'm hoping it drops right before we open registration. That's kind of what I want to do. Yeah,
because that also takes some time. That sometimes has been around LST time when that kind of artwork drops.
Yeah, it's kind of sometimes it's pushing it a little bit.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Well, cool.
But I'm excited for it.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm definitely excited for it, as always, you know. Oh, we also have the club Christmas party coming up, too.
Party, yeah.
That's another event.
Yeah.
I mean, not that anybody else is going to go to. That's just something we have going on. Did you order your gift yet?
I thought of it.
Oh, good.
My gift.
You have a concept of a gift?
I have a concept of a gift. No plan, just a concept. Just it's in the works, and I think the holiday kind of messed things up, so I'm hopefully on Monday I'll know 100%, but it's being made out here in Arizona.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
I don't know, we'll see. We'll see how it works out. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I'm so stoked about mine. I can't wait.
Yeah, you messed up and leaked yours to me, and it's sick.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to tell anybody else though.
Well, I'm going to try to get it. That's what I'm going to try to do.
Wait a minute, that's not fair.
I know. I'll be like, you just have to wrap it. It's a small gift.
Yeah.
So you have to wrap it in a larger thing to fool everybody.
Opposite. I'm going to wrap it exactly how it is. And it's so inconspicuous.
You should wrap it. We'll talk
about that later. But I was thinking
I have a funny thing to say, and it's got to be in the post.
Okay, write that.
If any of the members are listening to this right now.
Yeah, write that down. But anyway, yeah, I'm really excited
Frank's
about that.
Wrapping.
And not the lyrical kind.
No, I put a W there in front of the R.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
But other than that, we got some questions. I put some on Thanksgiving Day. Put some questions out there.
There's one question about clubs.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Don't say the name of the person that asked that.
Oh, okay.
Because I've been talking to him about it, and I have a longer. I think I have a longer version of that because he was like, "Hey, I started to write this on the Instagram."
I did notice it was very short. I'm like, I think.
Okay, so I have the longer version of it.
Oh, okay.
And we I don't want to say his name, and I don't want to say the club's names. So I want to. Oh. But the topic is really good.
Okay. All right. Well, then drop it in. Let's start right there.
Oh, are we going?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. We're dropping in. Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Drop and drop.
Dropping in.
Drop in.
Drop.
I dropped everything. I knew the drops were coming.
Drop it.
That's it.
Okay.
All right. What am I doing here?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm just trying to look at my photos. Oh, you know what happened is my phone updated last night while I was sleeping.
Oh, really?
And like things started changing.
Oh, no.
Like how, and I go, oh, I was like, oh yeah, it updated. All right. So we will say this now. All right. So this person is friends with a lot of clubs. And I know this like it probably talks to quite a few people out there because I know I've had this question from different people. I'm friends with a lot of different types of club and enjoy really hanging out with just about everybody, but I normally end up hanging out with a group of one particular club I've been thinking about joining, but also have looked up to a very different club and want to be part of that club for a while. So my question is basically, do I try to join the club that I've always looked up to or join the club that I ended up hanging out with normally? P.S. You don't have to say any clubs or anything, which I'm not. So my response to him was because a friend of mine. So I said, join the club that you hang out with. Because have you ever heard of that? I said, have you ever heard of that saying, don't meet your heroes?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. If you don't know anyone or the club that you're looking up to and you already feel comfortable around this other club, you're probably going to end up being happier around this other club. And that's not always the case. But I don't know. That's just like, as long as the club that you're hanging out with is like a club that you hang out with consistently and you know the people in the club, at least a small group of people in that club, because you know, like you're just comfortable around them.
Right.
And I think that's important.
I have a very interesting other way to look at it too, because like I also look at it from another way. It's funny enough that we mentioned this because we were driving along. My kid was talking to me about something, and I totally forgot what we were talking about. But she asked me, she's like, if you were, that's an age-old question. Like, if you knew what you know now when you were young, what would you do differently? And my first instinct was I would have joined Forbidden way earlier, which is sort of the opposite of that, because I was around a club that I was familiar with. You know, I was with that club for a really long time. They're some of my, you know, closest friends. But I have flourished more in this club than I would have ever done in that other club. And now looking back at it, like when I hear you guys talk about, you know, your guys' like trips to Japan or trip to Show Fest or like all this stuff that's happened, I feel like I missed out. I feel like I could have been there, you know, but I was kind of being held back a little. And this sounds, you know, whenever, take this how you will. I was being held back with my old club, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
but again, the club wasn't necessarily holding you back. You were because you still went on trips with us.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
So you kind of already knew like you wanted to do more, because so you are right. There are clubs that like, kind of stay local. They don't really venture out.
Yeah.
They don't really do anything. The other part of his thing was he was talking about his, because I said, hey, you know, you don't always have to join a club either.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
You know, you could just, most clubs like our club, we have people that hang out with our club that have been hanging out with our club forever, and they're not in our club. They're not in any other club. And then there's people like me and you who have always just hung out with other clubs. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well,
some people.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say some people feel they have to be part of something, and they get into something too early instead of just letting things happen.
Yeah. No, that's definitely a thing too. But also what I was going to say is like, you're right. Like, we hang out with all kinds of different clubs, and I've always hung out with all kinds of clubs. However, going back to that thing kind of like holding me back, here's where a point might be made. So like, yeah, I was part of another club. It was up to me. Like, I could have gone at any of that point. But had I already been in the club, it would have been like, hey guys, we're doing this. Who's coming with us? Not me being another club saying, hey, can I come? Or like, you know what I mean? Like, you kind of have this, like, you kind of like don't want to put yourself, especially being younger, you know?
Yeah.
And it, like, you don't want to put yourself out there, or like, I probably would have done it differently now, but yeah, you kind of are like a little inhibited to do it. Where if you were already part of that club, it's like, all right, let's go. We're going to do this, you know, kind of thing. So that's one point to look at it. You know, we talk a lot about our club, a lot about other clubs and being in clubs. And I can only talk about it from my perspective is I love being in a club. You know, I've always been in a club. I've always loved being in a club. But I knew back when I was a kid, like a small kid, I was going to be in a car club. So it's like one of those things, like you think about it so much, it's already part of your thing. But it might be different if you were like never thought about being in a club, and now you're shopping clubs, and shopping clubs is one way to put it, I guess. But, you know, looking at clubs or hanging out with people like that, it's just an all different perspective, you know?
There's so many, and clubs are one of those things now that we've both been in the same club for a long time, and also you've been in different clubs. And I've seen so many people in different clubs and grown up with people that have been in our club. And now, I mean, look at Ernie. He was the vice president of Forbidden, started this insanely great club. You know what I mean? Like, you have to understand that clubs change over time and the people change over time. I mean, look at our club, how much it's changed over just in the last 10 years.
Yeah. Even when I joined in 2014.
Yeah. So like Summer Madness was around. We were doing these huge things at Summer Madness, and then that Summer Madness went away, and most of the people are still in the club, but like there's not that Summer Madness thing, right? So some people can be like, well, the whole thing's changed, so I'm getting out. Or I just don't feel it's like for me anymore. You have to battle through those things sometimes and just understand that things change. You know, so it's all right to just like there's always the good times, and then there's always the times where people, you know, look at the Chubb show where we only had 3 vehicles there, 2.5. You guys don't count the Mavi, so poor truck car thing. But like Matt Reed made a comment, and he was like, oh, 5 trucks at the Kalacas show. He goes, 5 trucks is better than 2. Almost 6 would have been better than 5. Where were you at?
Oh yeah, good point.
He's like, oh, my truck wouldn't start. And it's just like, you just have to realize that people in that club change. They have kids. The kids do things, like just things change. And then there's some people that get in clubs that aren't going to travel.
Mm-hmm.
They're just going to do the local things.
Right.
And that's okay too. So
that's the key, is that's okay too. And we said this before. I think we said this just recently in another episode. Like you have to be okay with everything. The second you stop being okay with stuff like the Kalacas show and the Chubb show, for example, and Summer Madness, like you have to be excited, but you have to have. No, I'm going to say that. I'm going to say you have to be as excited to be hanging out with people in 5 trucks at a Kalacas show or 30 trucks at a Summer Madness. Like you have to have fun in both. You have to enjoy both those things and be okay with both those things. Yeah. And I think when you start looking at things or like negatively, that's when maybe you should start like reevaluating like what you do. And the thing is like, because you could say really quickly like, oh, well, just like if you don't like it, then go join another club. I got news for everybody. Every club is the same. You know what I mean? It's not unique to one. It's not like there's one club out there rolling super deep hard to every single thing. Doesn't exist. No. It does not exist.
No. And if it does exist, it is for a smaller period of time.
Oh yeah. It's just the ebb and flow.
It's the ebb and flow.
It's the ebb and flow of being in a car club.
Because there's some shows where that club doesn't even go to anything. And like you might enjoy going to that show. Yeah. So you might have to go by yourself. Mm-hmm. Like you just sometimes that's just the way it is. But I can't speak for everybody. Like that's I'm just talking to my buddy that asked that question. And it's just like, because he also mentioned, he said, there's this other club that I was thinking about joining, but I just don't feel the vibe is right.
Then immediately stop. Don't do it. Yep. Don't do it. Like I see, like I was saying in the beginning of the conversation, like I see both. I see being around the people you're comfortable with, but if you have this aspiration to join this thing, the caveat is you have to be careful because it may not be what it seems on the outside. Like it looks really good.
That's exactly what I was saying. Yeah. Don't meet your heroes, because you might think this thing looks great, but behind the scenes, those people might hate each other. Mm-hmm. They might just do all kinds of stuff. Yeah, like it's so again, and where I said go with the people you're comfortable with, but also make sure that those people that you're comfortable with are going to make you do better.
Exactly, that's another great point.
They're okay with like you joined a local club, right? Mm-hmm. So I know some clubs where the members have like gone above and beyond. They're traveling, they're going to all these things, and the club gets jealous of that person.
Oh, that's
and kind of uses it. That. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, what do you think, you're better than us? Mm-hmm. And it's just like,
yes. No, I was kidding.
Yeah,
just kidding.
No, but like it is like you should be proud of of that person and embrace that, because they're making your club. You know what I mean? Like the more things that a person goes to with the logo on the back window, it just makes your club look a lot better.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
yeah, definitely for sure.
There's so many variables to it, and I remember being at like the No Regrets first or second anniversary party. They did it at Lake Paris Fairgrounds. A bunch of people went camping, and Chad Lucas and me were up late talking. Just Chad was in Severed Ties, and I go, man, I wonder how long all this is gonna last. What is it? Is it always going to be like this? Because there was huge house parties.
Oh yeah, well, you're all young, young. Yeah, you're just young kids doing young kid stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, in our 20s and our 30s, and then things start changing a little bit. And like social gatherings, at least to me personally, like I still love social gatherings and stuff, but then I love my not cleaning up after the social gathering.
No, for sure.
Or the social gathering things have changed. It's just like our show, right? It went from truck runs where you slept in a tent, you just got super faded, and you just did all kinds of crazy stuff, to like our show now where you still do those things, but you could go take a nap.
Yeah.
You could take a shower. You could go get cleaned up. Like, what I mean? You could go eat dinner. You're not, it's just,
here's an interesting thought.
Just false. Yeah.
All those old dudes that you see in hot rods at like 5 a.m. at the donut shop hanging out. Yeah. They were once young kids being rowdy and just doing crazy stuff.
That's why that's exactly why I'm like, I get it now. Yeah. I get the guys that would go to the Tommy Burgers, park their vet, their hot rod, whatever it is, throw a lawn chair down, sit behind it, talk for like an hour, fold the lawn chair up, put it back in the thing, go home.
Yeah. And that sounds really, really nice nowadays.
Yeah. It all sounds nice, but just like before, it was like every single weekend we were just like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Now we're like, okay, mini Nats is in 4 months. We got to prepare.
Exactly. Yeah. No, that's
we got to prepare.
That's it. Yeah, that's
usually
it.
It's the other way around.
And to go back to the original thing is like, that's what you have to be comfortable with, you know?
Yeah.
I was going to make one more thing about my experience, my club experience. Like when I got into my first club, it's not that I didn't have a choice, but it just sort of all fell into my lap. Like even the first club that I was a part of, I didn't pursue that club. I was just like, went to a stereo shop getting some work done. And the president at the time came to the stereo shop. He's like, "Oh, this your truck?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Hey, come check out one of our meetings." And then for 13 years, that's what I did, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, sometimes it works out like that. It's everybody has their own journey and their own experiences and stuff like that. And this person that you're talking about, you know, is going through their own journey. You know, we don't know like what their early, like, you know, automotive truck experience was. So I don't know, man, just do whatever makes you comfortable. At the end of the day, you got to sit with yourself. You got to sit with yourself. And like, I guess, you know, the hippie way to say is like, just meditate on things and like, think about it and then decide where you're at. If in those quiet moments when you're all by yourself and no noise and it's just you and your thoughts, if you don't feel comfortable in that space, then maybe it's the wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Yeah. Yeah. So hit me with another question.
So this one's interesting. Bacon hit me up and he's like, first of all, he said, "Did you know that partypage.net or whatever it was .com is up for sale?"
Is it up for sale? Like the person owns it selling it, or
I
is
don't
it
know.
like up for auction from the domain host?
Hold on, let me see what he said. Hold on one second. Let me just jump over here.
And if anybody's party page was like an OG website where people it was kind of like show coverage, but it was more like
The party. It was like the lifestyle part.
it was like the post podcast.
It was like, yeah, it was the
It was the post.
it was the post podcast before the post podcast was a thing. No, he just said he's all party page being for sale, maybe a small topic for the episode. And I asked him, I said, "Whoa, it's for sale? I didn't know that." And he's all, "Yeah, I found out today when making sure I was referencing the right site. The Wayback Machine shows when it was up, but go there now and it's for sale." So I guess if you go to partypage.net, I think it was. Is it the party? Yeah, partypage.net. Then I guess it says that it's up for sale currently. And then the other interesting question that he brought up is like, if it's for sale and you purchase it, do you get all of the
No, I think you just get the domain. I don't know how that works, or because like I said, I don't know if the owner's selling it. Like imagine Donald selling truckrun.net,
Right.
and you say he sells archives,
right?
or he just sells the actual
domain
domain. I don't know how that works.
Party page, like I'm sure someone would want to swoop that up. That's got to be worth some money.
I don't know. Yeah, the name, the domain.
Not even for
imagine,
like what it was.
Imagine us buying partypage.net and then putting the same people, like going back and finding those same people. It was like, remember the other night when May stole Adam's phone and she took a picture of him sleeping on the chair? And put it in our group. It would be that.
I like it.
It would be like natpage.net.
Oldpeople.com.
Yeah.
Oldpeoplenapping.com.
Yeah. Like, what year Corvette did this person buy?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was that. That's interesting. That was around for a really long time. Wild things. And it was like, I guess if you go to the Wayback Machine, which like just take snapshots of websites from a long time ago, you can still access it. But yeah, there were some wild times on there. I remember talking to this one girl who was in my old club. You know, she got a little wild. And I was like, I said, like stuff on the internet is forever. And she's like, yeah, no. It was like 12 years later, you could go back and say, oh, look, see?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, there was one girl I knew, and we were at Summer Madness having a good time. Donald's camera caught her. She messaged me. Donald put up his photos. She messaged me. She's like, "Hey, can you ask him to take these down?" Mm-hmm. And I was like, "He's not like, he doesn't take photos down." Mm-hmm. He did, luckily. Like, thanks, Donald.
Yeah.
Well, not for me. It didn't matter to me.
You're right.
But and I don't even know what happened to her or not. But I just like, you gotta, like, whatever you do from that point on, yeah, it's on the internet forever.
Yeah.
Just because you delete it, doesn't mean it's gone.
So I was trying to tell my kids, on a more serious topic, having kids navigating this whole social media and internet, world now is like, we had to instill that early on in them, that like stuff with the second it goes on the internet, it doesn't come off. You could delete it, you can erase it, you could ask everybody to do it. Why do you think politicians get smoked all the time? Is because
now it's a good thing.
That thing is like You know?
Now the more crazy you are, the more electable you are.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the other part of it. Anyway,
I remember recently is like 4 years ago. I put a comment on Twitter. I was never really a person that went on Twitter at all. I just had it, and I made this comment on there, and then like 2 years later, I was like, like I might possibly like have a job through this person, not through the person I made the comment on, but through someone that they knew. And I was just like, I can never do that again.
Oh, I know. I've learned my lesson. I can
never make comments like that, because this was a very like pretty well-known famous person, and I was just like, yeah, I can't do that anymore.
Yeah. Well, you don't know, like you said, you don't know who's gonna
be my, like, imagine someone reaching out to me and they're like, hey man, I wanted you to make a video for this da 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 da, and then everything's going good, and then their manager or their whatever sees a comment that I made, and they're like, nope, not this guy.
Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. No, for sure. Yeah, I've learned the same thing. Made mistakes before, said things, and I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. When live, when Facebook Live started becoming popular, and I was at a run, kind of acting like an idiot, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw somebody like I know who was going live, and I'm like, oh, that's what you have that aha moment, like, the world's changing, and that was my aha moment. I'm like, I need to stop doing what I'm doing right now, and I reeled it in, and I stopped doing that. So, but I'm sure it exists out there somewhere.
Yeah, the live stuff is wild.
Okay, I'm gonna get a little graphic, but bear with me, because this does it. Is like, remember when Sunset used to run around with a beer bong with a male apparatus attached to it?
I never.
You never remember that? So they took an adult themed toy that looks like a male apparatus and cored out the middle, and then put the beer bong through it, and they would go around, and people all day just doing beer bongs off this thing. There are many, many photos of many, many people doing this thing. I never did it.
Yeah,
I never did it, but there are out there, and that's what I'm talking about. Imagine, same thing. You're like going for a job interview, and like, yeah, we're just gonna see. Well, give me a second. Oh, well,
yeah.
Can you explain this?
Yeah. And then are we going to get to the point where the person doing that interview now will be the person that did that before? Oh, remember like back in the day, the cops would pull you over for having a lowered truck, and now there's like cops with lowered trucks. So we made this like,
that's a good point.
So now the guy that's going to interview now is just like, oh, you were crazy. Like, what's this? But then that guy that did this will one day be the interviewer.
Right.
And then it won't even matter.
And then how about exactly? That's what I was about to say. Like, how about we get to the point where they're like, well, I mean, hey, everybody does something, right? Can you be here Monday, 8 a.m.?
Oh, you murdered 2 people? That's fine.
That's okay.
Everyone screws up.
Everyone messes up. Jeez. Well, all right. Well, thanks, Bacon. Yeah, that was a good one. We got about 10 minutes left here. Let's do 1 or 2 more. Oh my gosh, did you see Tacos? I'm not even gonna read it, but did you see Tacos?
Yes.
No Taco. We're not doing that. Sorry.
Wait, you could just have to answer it. 2 or 10.
Oh, 10.
10?
Yeah. I mean, sorry. You wanted my honest opinion.
I'm gonna have to see pictures. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. Taco's just like.
Yeah.
Anyway, this really quick one. This, I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's Rev Limit. Rev Limit Soldier. Oh, Rev Limit Soldier. I got it. He says, do you prefer turkey or ham?
I don't care.
You don't care?
I'm both. Turkey guy. So you, I saw you cooked it in the oven, and then Daniel smoked his. Mm-hmm. So I have a charbroil, oilless fryer.
Okay. Oh, like an air fryer?
It's uses propane. It's for outside.
Oh, okay.
And it cooks the turkey exactly like you would deep fry it with no oil.
Oh, that's cool.
Because there's nothing better than a deep fried turkey, except you have to buy 5 gallons of oil that you're never going to use again.
Right. That's always the problem.
And where are you going to put it?
Yeah. I tried to fry wings like that one time, and I did. Yeah. And then I'm all, now what?
Yeah. I got 12 wings and a pan of oil.
And all this oil.
That's just dirty oil. Like, I get it. You could filter the oil out and do all. No, I'm good. Just, yeah. But if anyone ever wants to do this. Look, it's called a charbroil easy fryer or something.
Mm-hmm.
And man, you just put it in this rack, throw it down in this thing. It doesn't even have a lid on it. You just keep the lid off. It's open. The top's open. In about an hour, you have a deep fried turkey.
Nice.
Yeah,
I saw something interesting that I kind of, because like I am the food preparer. I always cook all the food, and so I saw a video that kind of like changed my perspective on things. And this lady, she's like talking about different ways to cook a turkey. And at the end of the video, she's like, it doesn't matter. Like as long as it's just turkey. Like as long as it's cooked, it's gonna be good. So don't even worry about it. Like that was the ending message. And I did that, and mine turned out really good. Mine was delicious.
It's so true. It's just if you put it in the oven, put a little salt on that sucker.
Yeah, it's fine.
I think there's nothing better than turkey meat with mayo on white bread with a dash of salt and pepper. Like, that's like the best thing.
Yeah.
No secret about it. You don't have to put apples or pine or whatever people do to their stuff. Like
people get creative with it.
They do get creative. And hey, I'll eat your stuff, but I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. You remember how I forgot when we talked about it just recently about my thing about having the holidays and having, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? The universe listened. The universe was like, oh, you know what? We're going to give Frank a break.
Frank deserves one?
Frank deserves a break. I had 7 people over at my house. It was me and my family, and my mom and my brother came over. Yeah. And that was it. And it was super chill.
And you enjoyed you enjoyed the holiday.
I enjoyed the holiday. It was nice. And also, here's the other part of it. It did make me appreciate the bigger times. Because like now, the universe is like, hey, man, got it. And then I got it. And then I was like, oh, I do kind of miss everybody here. The kind of craziness of it and everybody, running around and stuff. But anyway, so I just thought I'd bring that up. But yeah, turkey. Let's see.
I have one. Someone asked. I don't know if you saw this one or not. Danny asked about. Oh, now I can't see it all. Question for the pod: state of the scene. Is it on the rise, steady, or what?
Oh yeah, let's finish on that one. We talk about this all the time. It's
Mini's on the rise.
Mini's on the rise.
I don't know how to say it. Jason says.
Yeah, Jason says it much better. Yeah. Real quick thing about Jason. Jason is killing it on his content right now.
Oh yeah,
like he's doing such a good job. Like when he put together that whole crew cut thing after the whole crew cut thing, it was killer. So he's doing a super good job. Good job, Jason.
Yeah, keep it up.
Keep it up. But yeah, we would talk about this all the time. The scene is fine. It's thriving. It's doing just as good as it did before. Anybody who says otherwise is lying to themselves, I think.
Yeah, and again, I had someone come up to me at the Kalacas show and was like, "Welcome to Southern California shows," and I go, "This is perfect."
Yeah, it was great.
Like, this is nothing, Yes, let's not fool ourselves. There's only 2 mini truck based shows in Southern California these days. That's only the fault of the people not throwing shows.
I mean, that's the harsh reality.
If you're in a club and you're like, man, there's nothing to do. Well, you have to throw the show. Like people, you know what I mean? Like it takes a group of people to throw a show. You're in a group of people. And it doesn't have to be a big show. It doesn't have to be Mini Trucking Nationals.
It could be
in a parking lot. In a parking lot like the Kalacas Detour Show. It doesn't have to have the biggest, best trophies. It doesn't have to break records. It doesn't have to do anything. It just has to be a place where people go and hang out.
Exactly. And I think we have to be careful not to conflate it with, welcome to Southern California show. We have to specify welcome to a Southern California mini truck show, because the car culture in Southern California is as rich as it's ever been. You get onto
please don't believe that video that's going around about California trying to ban classic cars.
Oh my gosh.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
It's so stupid.
That is stupid.
It's political propaganda.
Yeah, I actually had to say something to somebody. I was like, anyway, moving on. Moving on. The quarantine cruise, like that thing is gigantic. A Cars and Coffee. You can get in your, no matter where you live in Southern California, you can jump in your car at 4 or 5 a.m., cruise down to a Cars and Coffee and see some of the most exotic cars around, and the most expensive cars and the nicest cars and the biggest, what's the word I'm looking for? Variety of cars, and it's all available. So again, when someone says that the car culture's dying or, this doesn't exist anymore, is lying to themselves, because it 100% exists.
Those types of people want the car culture to be brought to them and they don't want to go to it.
That's a really good point. Yeah. That's a really good point. because maybe that's what they're used to. You know, they were used to the truck shows every weekend, but even the truck shows every weekend were still 3 or 4 hours away.
Yeah, and we went from a bunch of truck runs every weekend. That's what we grew up getting into and partying. So again, we just want to go back to that all the time, and that's just not the way it is.
No, you gotta be comfortable with how it changes. There's another cool one that I've been meaning to go check out. There's one it's not a Cars and Coffee because it's at night, but it's like a cruise night in Riverside, in downtown Riverside, that Jaime goes to a lot, and it looks killer, dude. They have so many like cool lowriders, and
then you should just bust out the pocket.
I know,
taking just drive the 4Runner down there.
Same thing. I can't say that, like, I don't say this, but maybe there are some people who do, to say, well, there's like, what am I going to create content on? It's all out there, you know, and especially like here in the Southwest, because not only is it Southern California, but Arizona. I mean, look how much shit's going on in Arizona. Like,
well, we just had Dino's, the biggest. I mean, like that's insane. Yeah, so like, the car culture, you know, maybe mini trucking itself, like mini trucks. When you take the mini truck, S10s, Tacomas, Toyotas, and hard bodies, there's not as many of those left. They don't make new ones, but like the classic trucks, and it just kind of is meshing all into this one thing. Right.
And people's taste changed too. So the dude who was building, you know, Toyotas in the early 2000s is now building C10s, you know, or like Volkswagens or like hot rods, and they're doing different things, you know, too. Yeah. Hey,
the car community now is more accepting of a mini truck. So you could take those Cars and Coffee. You could take your mini truck to a Cars and Coffee, and no one bats an eye.
No,
but you know, 20 years ago you couldn't. People would look at you like it was kind of a joke. But everyone's kind of grown up now, and with those things, and so I think you just have to just go to events, whether it's a mini truck specific event or not. You know, so I think the automotive scene is fine.
Oh yeah, people will love vehicles, and like, not to get into the mud about this, but the farther we move away from ICE motors, you know, into whatever the future may hold. Whatever, I'm not saying I'm pro or anti any one of that stuff. It is going in a direction, right? Yeah. The farther we go in that direction, the more people will love the other stuff. And it can only make it better too.
And it's not a gas versus EV thing, because go jump in any modern gas vehicle, you can't hear it.
Yep.
It shifts so dang smooth, and it's just a computer. The only difference is
it's just like
you're putting liquid in it versus energy in it. So like when you're talking about new things, unless it's like a Vette or a Ferrari or something like that, but you know. Yeah, the farther we get away we detach from the classics, the more we're going to embrace the classics.
Exactly, and that will only make that whole culture richer, you know, and it'll make it better, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, and then we all get to tell the kids that they're stupid with their Teslas or their whatever, and then in 20 years, see what happens.
Yeah, I'm just very curious to see what does happen.
Yeah,
I just want to see it all unfold.
When you start telling young kids that they're stupid for what they're doing, they're going to rebel.
Oh yeah.
And they're not gonna not do it.
No, for sure. We said that just recently about when we were talking to the Aussies about the takeovers. Here we all are up on our high horses, like, oh, that's stupid. But hey, talk to us 20 years ago and ask us exactly what was going on. You know?
Yeah.
So anyway, well, good. Well, thanks for tuning in. This
week. You know what we should have started this whole episode out with?
What?
In fact, I'm gonna trim this piece out, and I'm gonna put it at the beginning.
Okay, so welcome to the episode.
We have a giveaway.
Yes.
Go buy stuff on our website, and you will get entered to win this, which is a bunch of audio equipment from Alan Ids.
Yep. And when you go to our websites, livelifecustom.com, grinder-tv.com, every $5 you spend, you get one entry into the drawing.
And now back to the end of the episode. Okay, so still same thing. Go to our websites and buy stuff.
Yeah, go to our websites and buy stuff. Just put this back at the end.
Could do that. We
could put that at the beginning, and then just let it go back to the end, and then
people will go, whoa, what's happening right now?
Anyway, all right, see you next week.
Later.
Bye.